what I call the starting five as we wrap our calls down. And I want our listeners to walk away with 5 important facts that you believe to be the most important thing they need to know tonight going forward. So let's go down with the starting 5, and I will start with number 1. So give us your number 1 starting 5 most important tip.
The number 1 tip is when it comes to preparing for college admissions testing, make sure you try free first. Make sure that you try to get a hold of the resources that are available in your community, perhaps your school system, before you pay hundreds or thousands of dollars to get the test prep classes.
Number 2.
The number 2 tip is to make sure that your student takes the SAT or the ACT for the first time during junior year. Do not wait until October of that senior year, because what that does is that pushes everything back, and you don't want that. You want to make sure that you have more options as opposed to fewer options. And you do that by taking those college admission tests spring of junior year.
Number 3.
Number 3, make sure that you look very carefully at what your intended schools require. The college that you're really interested in, do they require that you take a subject test? Do they require that you take a language test with listening in order to prove that you're fluent in a particular language? Make sure that you know what the college or university requires.
4.
Pay close attention to deadlines. Back in the day, when I used to be a site supervisor, people could come up to the SAT site and they could do what's called standby testing. That means pay the day of the test. Now, that is not an option. You have to make sure you know when the test is, and then also take a look at when the deadline is for the test, because you're going to cut yourself out of the opportunity if you wait until the last minute.
And number 5.
Number 5 is make sure that you come prepared. I don't care if it's ACT or SAT. I don't care if it's junior year, senior year. Whenever you're taking the test, come to the test prepared. I was recently working at a test site, and a lot of students had to be turned away because they did not follow instructions. They didn't bring the proper identification. They did not bring the CD player for the listening portion. And it's very sad. You've gotten yourself all worked up for the SAT day, and then when you get there, you have to be turned away because you did not pay attention to what was required, and you did not come to the test prepared.